You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while butchering metaphors and character voices alike. Hey HBs, we're so glad you're back for part 2. Before we get into it though, remember that this Friday on Patreon and our Apple Podcast bonus feeds, Sabrina is recapping the second half of A Soul to Guide by Opal Rain. That surly Duskwalker is slowly getting tamed, and we learn so much about the elf dimension. Now, speaking of Patreon, we've got an amazing community over there, and I'm so happy that I get to shout out some wonderful supporters. So hello, thank you, and keep being a badass. Shannon H, Monica K, Dea A, Linda H, and Kira L. When we left you yesterday, Demeter was on her way to turn Core into a tree, instead of allowing her to live any kind of real life. Wow, portrait of ideal motherhood. That's where we're jumping into part 2 of 4 of Receiver of Many by Rachel Alexander. Okay, so Demeter is still goddamn on her way to go turn her daughter into a laurel tree or an oak tree or something. Like just a literal tree that can never leave her or do anything or live a life. And she's perfectly fine with the fact that her daughter would never forgive her, and she's not even giving her like enough information to make a choice about the situation.
Well, and I think
meanwhile,
that's the most fucked up thing about Demeter. Man, all of our pronunciation.
Demeter?
I
don't know.
This whole episode is gonna be all over the place because I know for a fact I keep flip flopping everybody's pronunciations. Anyway, So Demeter, she I think the most egregious thing about all of this is that she doesn't even give her enough information to make a choice herself.
No.
Or know that there's a choice to be made.
Right. Yeah.
Heinous.
Absolutely. It's oh God, it's monstrous. So then Hecate, meanwhile, is down in that underworld telling Hades that Zeus was right. It's time. You gotta just get your chariot and go. You have to kidnap her. It has to happen right now. Otherwise, you're gonna be just scooping up acorns and just kissing on those acorns forever. And he's like, I'm not going to kiss a fucking acorn. And so he gets his chariot and his horses out of the dirt, is what literally happens.
Hang on. It's out of his shadows.
No.
Excuse the fuck out of you.
Later on, when he puts those horses to bed, they do just turn into sand particles that go through the gravel at their feet.
Dark sand that looks shadowy, okay?
Sure. It does come out of that dirt, though. So.
Let Shadow Daddy be a Shadow Daddy, okay?
Right,
he's not a sand enough. Daddy. Melody.
Fair enough. If I can make Hades a gardener, then he'll be truly perfect.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, I forgot that. Okay,
that's why their union is perfect.
I see where you're falling in, right?
For me, Melody.
I see why you're like, oh yeah, I love that those horses went back into the dirt. I thought you were saying it is and then he put the horses in the dirt or something. But no, you're like,
no.
And then he put the horses in the dirt. Excuse me, I need a moment of privacy.
Stop it.
You didn't
honestly,
hear it, Melody, but Melody had to cut.
Sexy.
We did take a 10-minute break. Melody already cut it.
So, I don't even know where I am anymore. Oh, so he gets on his chariot and he puts on that helm of darkness, helm of invisibility. I don't remember. And he goes. And so he's just like crashing up through the crust of the earth. And he comes out like Persephone is standing, I think, in his like copse of trees. And the earth literally like cracks open into this big crevasse. And he just comes like flying out on this chariot. She can't see his face because he's got his helm on. So she can't recognize him as like the awesome dude who came to her in her dreams and made her feel sexy things for the first time in her life. And instead, he's just like this truly terrifying being that just like sneaks up out of nowhere. So he grabs her and he's like, hey, I wanted to do this differently. Turns out I can't. And then he dives back into the earth with her. And he has to go through like all these different realms underneath the surface. There's a fire realm that literally burn. You can't go into.
Yeah, it's like a barrier. It's like they're running through all of the layers to get to the underworld. And you can't bring anything mortal from the mortal realm.
Or
and
organic,
so,
I think, yeah.
Anything from the mortal realm.
Oh,
like,
really? Okay.
Yeah, and so like I feel like if she had she would have a what's his butt situation. If she'd had cavities filled, that bitch is gonna burn up too. You know what I mean? Like, nothing.
And her IUD
from the mortal
would
realm.
burn out.
Absolutely, zippy
That'd be
zap
rough.
out. Mm-hmm.
She's gotta sploot that IUD out, and then it'll burn.
I don't think it's spluting. I think that it would just poof. It would just burn away. You know?
Yeah.
Which, like, fair. Man,
I was just trying to save her uterus
homemade
a little
ablation.
Bit.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess they are immortal, so they heal immediately. But like, I would like to spare Persephone that.
I don't know. I was put under for my ablation, and I cannot recommend being unconscious enough for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's not. So, like, the flowers in her hair are burning away. He's trying to shroud her in his cloak because he actually does care about her. She does have no evidence of that, though. And then she realizes...
Very importantly, at one point, Zeus, when he was being a dick, like, go get your wife, he does make what's-his-butt shoot an arrow at Hades. And Hades does get a little cut from it, but not pierced directly in the heart. And that's when he's like, oh my god, what is this feeling?
I have in my bones.
Well, you're not allowed to say Hades words out loud. Unless...
What is this feeling I have in my bones?
Oh my god. So much joy in such a... Like... Man, sometimes you don't realize how much you need something until it's being gifted to you.
Wow. So he's like, hey, I'm Hades, the Lord of the Underworld. Like, because the second time when he was the wind, when he was that sexy wind, he told her that his name was Aiden. And so she was like, oh my God. And he's like, it's me, it's Aiden. And she's like, what the fuck? And he's like, Adonis, Chrysanthemum, Hades is my name. And she's like, Hades, Lord of the Underworld? She's only heard like...
Yes, you cannot be a virgin.
Yeah, so they're in like the dark section, Erebus, the dark section.
Hey, listener, I just need you to know, PSA, if a guy tries to pull this on you, we live by mortal rules here, and
that's right.
Don't listen, okay?
No, it's silicons.
It is a trap.
Yeah. And so he just like penetrates her right there.
Holding her up with his strong Lord of the Underworld arms.
Yeah. And she's like, if I recall, I might be putting horny colored glasses on it, but I don't think she hates it. You know? I'm pretty sure.
She has that like initial, like that squeaky ouch moment when he pierces her maidenhood.
Yes.
Other than that, she's like, all right, I can get down with this. And then she just kind of bounces on that dick for a little while, you know?
Right. So what I'm saying to listener is that it's done abruptly, but not without consent, I guess is what I'm saying. Is that what I'm saying? Is it?
I don't know that I would agree that it's done not
I
done
can't
without
remember.
consent.
I can't
It's not like
remember
she
the actual
ever
scene.
explicitly states you can stick your dick in me, bro. I understand
No,
that you
you're
have to
right.
get rid of my maidenhead. But the point is, unsurprisingly and very on brand for Melody and I, we didn't hate it.
He didn't hate it.
So that's
saving
all
her
you need
life.
to worry about here.
Yeah, she doesn't want to poop acorns for the rest of her life, okay? She doesn't know that right now, but she doesn't. So anyway, they go, don't think about it, Sabrina. It's a metaphor that doesn't work, but don't think about it.
I don't like it. It's too late. I think I hate the idea of pooping acorns more than I hate the idea of human centipede. Like, this
God damn it, Sabrina. Is it better than menstrual blooding acorns? Because that's, I think, my only other option. Because acorns are part of the reproductive process. They are, like, sort of the plant equivalent to eggs.
I don't this.
Also, she would menstrual blood acorns for the rest of her existence. Is that what we should say?
Can we just end this?
I was moving on, and you continued. I told you, much like the human centipede, don't think about it. Don't process it. Don't try to make it work a one-to-one. It's not a one-to-one metaphor, Sabrina, okay? And then I had to explain why. And now we're here, okay? You
All
did
right.
this. Is what I'm saying.
I did. I have... No, this is my comeuppance for centipedeing you.
Honestly, though, I think you might have given me my secret weapon. I think you might have actually cured me, Sabrina.
Why?
Well, so I have one of my two phobias is centipedes because of growing up in Hawaii. They were just fucking everywhere.
Wait, I'm so sorry. How do we live such parallel lives? Because I have a legit phobia of caterpillars, and these are not the same creatures, but they are similar in a way. I don't know that I've ever met anybody else that has a phobia of creatures of those flavors, you know?
Sure. Yeah, but like one time, they would just pop out of nowhere. And I mean that like literally. Like one time I like have a visceral memory. I don't know if I made it because the story got told to me so many times. Doesn't matter. I either manufactured it or it's in there for real. But I remember sitting in the bathtub, my mom turning on the bath faucet and a centipede coming out of the bath faucet toward my teeny tiny little vulnerable body. And it was terrifying. And there was another time when like I put on a shirt and there ended up being a centipede on my head as a result. You know, like I have a very weird so then when you factor in the human part of it, it's extra rough, all right? It's a confluence of bad events that just really get under my skin. But when I say human centipede, centipedes are different from centipedes, Sabrina. Centipedes don't have any emotional impact on me at all. And I think you might have cured me. You beautiful genius.
As long as it is referred to as a centipede.
As a centipede. Yes.
Okay.
I think you cured me. I think that I was meant to talk about this so that you could help me through this lifelong phobia.
I am deeply jealous because I still have my lifelong phobia of caterpillars, and there's no fixing that.
Maybe try caterpillar when you say it.
Unfortunately, I already did in my brain, and I was already running through all of the possible things that it could be, and none of them
changed it for you, huh?
So I am, to be clear, extremely jealous. Like,
wow. On
a level that is, it's a good thing that we're not in ancient Greek times, because it's like you might kill a person because of the envy that you feel. Unfortunately, I'm still in the state of, if I find out that there's a centipede on me, not a centipede, a caterpillar on me, I will be ripping that piece of clothing off of me, and I do not care where I am.
Or which clothing it is, or who's around, or anything else.
It doesn't matter. Context does not matter. That clothing will no longer be on my body. This is why I literally tell people, I'm like, the best thing that if you if you see it, and this isn't like a, like, don't turn it into a bit where, like, let's make Sabrina realize there are caterpillars on them.
No.
This is like, if you see a caterpillar on me, I am not opposed to human touch. And so, like, just come put your hand on my shoulder to brush it off. I don't need to know that you brushed it off. I don't need to know that you removed something from me. I don't.
Nope.
I want no knowledge.
You don't need to know anything.
That there was a caterpillar on my being.
Yeah, the rest of the day won't be the same. Centipede, dude. It feels really good. Shit. Like, it's like a relief. I mean, it doesn't help visually, right? But it doesn't have the same emotional impact. Yeah, in conversation anymore. And that is wildly amazing.
I cannot wait to hear about your experience explaining why you are no longer quite as horrified to Michael.
Sure. Yeah. Or just referring to them in the wild and having a civilian try to figure out what the fuck I'm talking about and why the fuck I'm talking like that.
And because then they're going to be like, do you mean centipede?
No!
I need you with your whole chest to be like, it's centipede. Like, gaslight these people into thinking they have been mispronouncing centipede their entire lives. Frankly, it wouldn't be that hard. All you have to do is look them in the face and say, have you only read that word before?
It's true. I think this might be an epitome situation for you, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to break the news.
Yeah, I can tell you that it would work because it's worked on me. So.
All right. Oh, so then, they're in Erebus. He does breach her maidenhead, as Sabrina so eloquently put. So she's been, like, burnt alive, and then she's been skewered by a man, and then she gets to the underworld.
That's a choice.
Say I'm wrong.
You aren't.
And then she gets to the underworld and he like makes these horses turn into dusty sand that goes back into the earth. And Persephone's had a rough day. And so he's trying to explain to her, he's like, I know you as Persephone. And she's like, what? How did you know my birth name? Nobody knows my birth name. And he's like, well, it's because your parents did barter you for my armies. And so we've been betrothed your entire life.
Since before you were even created.
Yeah. Since you were like barely a fetus, you've been my future wife. Mm-hmm. And God, I was thinking about what this naive, innocent, her emotional journey in this book makes a lot of sense. And like I really actually enjoyed the fact that so much time was spent on that and so much time was put into her getting comfortable, him gaining trust.
This is a better book for it being a duology and having the space to spread itself out. And
yeah, I really, really appreciated that. And so he says, I'm so sorry I had to do it this way. I was trying to introduce myself, in a bit of a fluffy way. And she's like, well, why didn't you tell me that you were Hades, Lord of the Underworld? And he says, because I wanted you to know me as Adonius. God damn it. I wanted you to know me as Adonius. It's not sexy, Sabrina, okay? We're trying to impart the idea that this book is incredibly sexy. And we're not doing it justice. Yeah, so he wants her to know him as the man and not come in with the preconceived notions. It's like him as the receiver of death, the bringer of death. Lord of the Underworld. The god that nobody will speak his name. Sabrina! Get it together. Oh my God. So basically, he's like, you're home now. I have been building a city-sized mansion for the past couple millennia. Few eons, I guess is what we would say. And then what happens next? He like shows her around and gives her a room, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't that what he does?
He does. I'm so sorry. I legitimately couldn't breathe for like longer than I can actually hold my breath for. It was rough. So, anyway, yeah. So he basically like gives her a tour, and I feel like,
and she meets Hecate, right?
Yes, she meets Hecate. She meets.
I don't know.
We're gonna stick to the way that we've been stating all of these names. So Hecate and all those. So like we meet Thanatos.
She sees the shades, like the fields of Asphodel and the shades in it.
She, at one point when they're exploring, walks into the rivers of Lethe. Yeah. And loses her memory and is like, just a snippet of her memory though. And she's like, damn, I really want to dick this man down. This is my future husband. She's forgotten the last 24 hours.
Yeah. And so now she's core again.
Yes.
And all she's seen of him is like the dream and the sexy wind.
Yes.
And so she's like, oh my God, my husband, you came to me. You should fuck me right here, right now.
And he's like, I can't do that. We're going to go give you some water from a specific place and get you your memories back. And let's do that. And so he doesn't take advantage of her. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, he holds her as she gets the memories back, re-experiences all of that trauma, re-experiences the deception that her mother has kept her under for her entire life. And like he holds her while she like sobs, and it just hits her like a Mack truck all at once. And she asks him, why didn't you just keep me as core? Like, no, God, she asks him.
I'm
Sabrina,
waiting. I was just waiting. I was just curious.
No.
I was just curious if you were going to tell us what he said to her.
No, I'm not. He says something to the effect of, which is not verbatim, and it's not a character, so I don't have to say it in any voices. He essentially says, oh, God damn, I still did a voice because I'm uncomfortable and I'm trying to get out of it. He says, like, I don't want core. I don't want core. He says. God damn it, Sabrina. We have a job to do right now, Sabrina.
This is the job, Melody. The greatest joy in my life is that this is the job. This is the job. Boy, listener loves a bit, and this is one of my favorite bits ever. Oh, man. Melody, let's be clear. If they want all of the sexiness, they're not here listening to us talk about Centipede and 007 Hades. They'll go read the book themselves.
Yeah, you should. You should do that if you're going for a sexiness. You're going to get goofy over here. Yeah, and so he's like, I don't want core. Oh, God damn it. I want Persephone. And he essentially he's thinking like, I don't want the maiden. I've been looking forward to being married to like the queen of the underworld. I have been looking to gain a partner. I don't want you to fall in love with me as core. Oh my God.
His talk about how he wants to like have his equal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so hot.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so hot. Yeah.
Yeah. So we see a lot more of them back and forth. They've started so we also get some snippets of Demeter, God damn it, her mom using her yeah, just avoid it. If you can't, if you can't say it the right way, just avoid
that mom character.
That asshole mom up in the realm of the mortals. The gods are literally starting to be less powerful because the asshole mom.
The mom?
That's it now. The mom.
The way that you truncating your attempt into her name turned perfectly into Damam.
Damam.
Is so funny.
And that's how it is for the rest of this episode. So Damam is up there. I'm so sorry, Rachel Alexander. You wrote a beautiful book.
God, your book is so beautiful.
You wrote a beautiful book, and I'm so sorry it ended up in our hands. Except I'm not, because this is
we
so
appreciate
fun. Is it really love if you don't razz the shit out of it?
Trolling is our love language.
Like, between axe-handed pony fanny pack, monster cock man, noodle fuck. Well, I won't count noodle fuck. That was a whole different conversation. But like, just think about like most of our favorite books. We've read the shit out of it because it's just so fun. Anyway, love a troll. So Damam is up there, and she is just it's permanent.
She's
winter.
pitching a fit.
It's permanent winter. It's too cold. Like she is, and also literally pitching such a fit. The gods are starting to be less powerful because their power is reliant on the belief of the mortals, and there are
and the worship of the mortals.
Enough mortals to worship them anymore. Because
so many have died
like,
in this famine.
Well, not only so many have died, but so many they're not getting their prayers answered.
Oh yeah, they have nothing to worship anymore because they're leaving them high and dry. Yeah.
Oh my god, Damam, you're a bitch.
It's terrible.
This is all your fault.
Yes, absolutely. Your daughter is not an object. Your daughter is not a possession.
So this is all happening in the background, and I'm just gonna zippy zap through what her mom is doing. Like her mom ends up finding some people, and she's pretending to be an old hag because she doesn't have all of her power, so she can't actually be a goddess right now because she
not to mention that if she was, people would like riot and
they'd kill her.
Yeah, they would fisticuffs on her pretty bad because they're so mad.
Yeah, they would figure out a way to get down into the pit themselves.
Sure.
To be like, hey, I need all 300 of these hands to go get that bitch.
Yes.
Okay? Like,
please.
You can leave Kronos here for a minute. He's not going to get out, but we need you to come up and handle your business because Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades won't talk to their fucking sister.
Yeah, it's wild. It's fucking wild. And I don't know, like, I think it makes more sense in the myths where the gods don't move, can't move, you know, where they can't travel. It makes more sense when like Demeter actually cannot enter the underworld. And it makes a lot less sense. It relies more on just, you know, sibling rivalry and annoyance and stubbornness.
I would argue that
iterations like this.
I would argue that this tracks more though, because if there's one thing we know about the Olympians, it is that they're a bunch of
it still tracks.
They're a bunch of petty little
selfish.
Shits.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, so she finds this family. They're two boys. One is an old teenager. He's like 20 maybe. And then they've got a baby, and both of them are on death's door. They've already lost 4 girls who have died to the famine. And we see her go to a few doors, and everybody's like, I can't fucking help you because I can't fucking help myself. Get out.
Well, and also she is masquerading as one of the goddesses of herself. Or one of the
priestess.
Acolytes.
Yeah.
Priestesses of herself. And they're like, the lady of the harvest don't give a shit about me, so I don't give a shit about you. Yeah. Get out of here. Like, right. We're not interested.
Yeah. So she goes to this door, and it is the king of this whole area. And when they open the door, the queen is like, what's going on? And she's like, do you have a hearth? I just need to get a little bit warm. And the lady's like, I don't know, are you a healer of any kind? And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll be a healer for you, no problem. And she goes in, and she tries to heal the boys, but she only has like so much power in reserve. And she heals the older boy, and then she gets the younger boy a little bit better, and she starts sort of bonding with the older one.
The prince.
Yeah, the prince, thank you. And she finds out that he has been doing agricultural experiments in the first ever greenhouse, which is not sexy at all to me, Melody. At all.
I was reading this book and I was like, how honestly, the final straw on this camel's back is that the mom gets Melody's dream man in this book.
Well, actually, yes and no, because according to this myth, he is the creator of monoculture. And that's great at first, and then it eventually just ruins the soil. So he doesn't go far enough to understand that biodiversity in the soil is necessary for it to thrive, but he does understand that you got to get those things in rows so you can pick it easier and faster.
Melody, hindsight is 20/20.
You're right.
And in this instance, your pussy would be blind. Okay?
I mean, I would be hanging out in a greenhouse. I think later on they fuck in the greenhouse.
They do. The first time they have sex, it is described as them like lounging around in the loam. And I was like,
incredible stuff.
When did this turn into Melody fanfic?
Yeah, no, exactly, is what I'm saying. Anyway, so he is doing all of these like agricultural experiments, and she's like, you have to teach the rest of the mortals this. And he's like, I wish I could, but my time on this earth is limited, because he's like a low-key mover and shaker. I feel like, I feel like he knew what he was doing.
Like, discussing the monoculture situation, I feel like they would not be at the point where they would have had one single field. They would have had the rotating crop situation, which is significantly better for the soil. I feel like he would have been a crop rotator.
He could have been a crop rotator, sure, yeah. But that also only lasts for so long without heavy investment into the soil. Anyway.
It's also on small scale, though. On the scale that you can use your own hands to do things, they're not going to be ruining things in the way that...
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. We won't get into like a Great Depression situation with those dust bowls.
At least not for a couple of millennia. And then hopefully, I don't know, maybe he turns into a villain in the second book. I don't remember his story.
I don't either.
in the actual mythos.
I mean, he becomes the consort of an actual monster, so there's that. Anyway, I'm so sorry. So she bonds with this dude. She's like, oh my God, you need more than one lifetime to get this information out to the rest of the mortals? No probs. Take off all of your clothes for me, sexy old crone lady.
I'm gonna rub ambrosia all over you.
Yeah. And I'm going to chant some words and put you in a fire?
And chant some words. And yeah, she turns him immortal.
Yeah, she turns him into a demigod.
And then she goes ahead and starts it with the baby. Mm-hmm. But the queen runs out, is like, why are you burning my baby alive? And then rips the baby out of the fire, which ends the process. And she's out of ambrosia. And she has everything she needs to make more, except... ambrosia is distilled with water from the river Styx. And there's
take that, Demeter.
Way she will be able to get water from the river Styx.
Except there's totally a way, you dick nose. Go talk to your daughter and find out she's happy. And then just like try to be a quasi-normal mother-in-law.
There is no fucking universe in which she shows up, finds Persephone happy, and is like, okay.
No, she'll think like, he's brainwashed you, and he's done something to you. You're dickmatized, is what she'll say.
Yep.
It's so dumb. Anyway, yeah, so that's what Demeter's been doing, and things are like getting a little bit better because Demeter's feeling a little bit better, and so less people are dying.
I just thought to myself,
not too many.
The mom looks Persephone dead in her beautiful face and is like, my brother will do to you exactly what my other brother did to me.
Yes.
So anyway, just in case you forgot that they're all family as far as mortality is concerned. I figured I thought I'd leave just a little reminder.
Who knows? Yeah. Okay, so Persephone's whole thing, as she spends like 3 weeks up in her tower because Hades and she have come to like a sexy détente in which he visits her at night to fuck her real good. And then during the day, he leaves her alone because he thinks that she wants space and like is still warming up to him. Meanwhile, she hates it every time he leaves in the middle of the night, but she won't say that out loud because she thinks that this is his preference. Rinse, repeat, idiocy. Except that now he talks to Thanatos, and Thanatos is very wise for a fuckboy. Okay, this is what immortality does for fuckboys. You become a little wise at some point, okay?
Thanatos is so sexy. Also hysterically, the entire book, he's like, no, man, it'd be easier if I was beautiful in the other world. Like, nobody wants to fuck the skeleton man with a scythe. And I'm like, you're talking to the wrong people, buddy.
Right? Like, you need to find book talk, friend.
My friend, I was just going to say, wait a couple thousand years, and then, like, you are going to be... on. You're going to be a pig in shit, my friend. You're going to show up to end. They're going to be like, wow, that's a sexy mask. Not a mask. Hotter.
Even better.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you put a throbbing bass in the background somehow, and, like, they're done for, okay?
He is going to show
Some
up.
red lights.
He's going to show up in, like, a sweeping of, like, a black curtain, and then it's just Death himself standing there, and it's like... like it just... and, like, everyone's panties drop.
All of them.
Genitals everywhere.
There's no other choice.
Moist as hell, and it's we're living our best lives, you know?
That's right. You're welcome, Thanatos. This is us doing you a favor. This is us getting you in the know, okay? There's a place for you here.
I can think of at least 2.
Blah! What? Anyway. You just made an orifice joke, dude. All right. I don't hate it.
Oh. It wasn't explicit. It was more a people joke. So it's a multi-or. Like, I was saying you and me were the place.
Oh. Okay, so I was the disgusting one.
Yeah, you're the one who took it. I mean, to be fair, I was one step removed.
You were the wholesome one ultimately.
Wholesome indeed, because I was implying like each place has multiple. You know what I mean? Like
multiple.
You have your pick, my friend. Like, lucky you.
So Thanatos looks at Hades and he's like, "Hey, I've noticed that you don't talk to her in daytimes." And he's like, "Well, I'm letting her acclimate to our environment." And he's like, "Why haven't you shown her around? Isn't she supposed to be queen of the entire realm?" And Hades is like, "Yeah, of course." And he's like, "Well, then take her on a tour at the very least, you know? Like maybe you can actually get to know her verbally and then see where it goes from there." And so Hades does. He goes into her room and he asks her if she wants to, like, you know, see a bunch of the realm. And he takes her on this tour that goes through the castle. She finds out that he basically HGTV'd all of his boredom away over the aeons. And he was just like DIYing the whole palace, you know? One room every 100 years or so, he'd like choose a theme and he puts like gemstones in the ceiling and shit. And there's like, what? No, you're muted. What?
Melody fucking Carla, do not diminish
I'm not.
How his castle came to be.
I'm not.
Every couple 100 years.
That's what he says.
Like that.
He says every century he would make a new room.
He is a drunk mess. He is a drunk hot mess when he gets to the underworld because he is miserable. It's the last of the ambrosia that he's brought with him, and he has been, as far as he's concerned, locked down here. And we don't learn any about all of this specific stuff behind everything until after they visit the pit. And so do not start describing it like, no, we're not allowed to bear, like, yes, it's a huge castle.
I wasn't diminishing it. I was about to say that, like, he puts, like he makes, like, gemstone constellations in the ceilings. There's this one, his bedroom is like all dark amazingness, except that in the rock walls, there's veins of illuminated amber that has like fossils and old-timey insects and like cool plant life and stuff that's like immortalized in it. His house is cool as shit because it's like that's what he's doing. It's the way that he's therapizing himself out of the boredom.
Well, and not only that, he has turned it into this place that he will one day rule with his queen. He is taking a place that he is not fond of and turning it into a place that he loves.
Yes. Yeah. At one point, he takes her into an entire underground pool that he has decorated with like aquamarine and lapis lazuli chandelier situation. Like, when I say HGTV, I don't mean like, nailed it or something.
That's fine.
Where they do stuff, but it's shitty. He's really like DIYing the shit out of this place, and it's cool as fuck. Anyway, and the same with his bedroom. His bedroom is like, it's all like jewel encrusted and whatever. Because although he thinks he drew like the worst stick, which is how the fates divided up the cosmos between Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades, he thinks that he got the worst one. But it's actually the richest of all the three realms because it gets like all of the earth resources kind of a situation. So anyway, he's showing her around all these things. She gets to go on the river Styx with Karen. And the reason she goes into the River Lethe is because Cerberus comes bounding out of the fields of Asphodel.
Scares her.
And it scares her even though, like, he's just, like, the most beautiful St. Bernard puppy that's ever happened. You know what I mean? He's just, so
the size
jolly.
of a small building and...
Yeah.
Excitable.
Right, exactly, yeah. So now they're starting to, like, actually get to know each other, and he is having all of the feelings. All of his dreams are coming true, and he doesn't know what to do with himself, and they're having, like, this incredibly hot sex all the time. And then one time, she ends up getting up and, like, trying to fold his cloak or whatever, and she finds the arrow from Eros, right? I think.
Yeah.
So she finds that arrow that only nicked him. And she's like, oh, fuck. He only loves me. He only has feelings for me because Eros got him. Like, this is not good. He doesn't actually love me because her insecurity is that he's lived this legendary life, right? He took down the Titans. He is responsible for, like, a whole realm of the cosmos and stuff. And she's just Persephone. She's just core. Is what she's thinking. All she can do is like grow flowers and like braid flower crowns.
And she can't even do that here because nothing grows.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's like, I don't fucking know why he's interested in me. And then she finds this arrow and thinks she has an explanation. So she wakes him up and she's like, the fuck, dude? Like, why do you have this? Did you get hit by it? And he's like, no. Well, kinda. But, like, not in the way you think. And she's like, why the fuck is it in your, like, robes? Were you planning to hit me with it so that I would have feelings for you without you doing any of the work? And he's like, oh my God, fuck no, absolutely not. They get in this huge knockdown, drag-out fight. And they say some shit that, can't be taken back and ever unheard.
Hang on.
Yeah, please. Please, please, please.
They say some shit that is fucked up. They say some
really
shit that
up.
Is rough. And hang on. So at one point, he looks at her and he says, I should never have brought you here. My life was ordered. It made sense before you threw it into pandemonium. And when you do spread your legs for me, Persephone, when you welcome me inside your body, you turn me into a fool, an idiot that thinks you are capable of loving me. And she's like, oh God. And then right before this, she had looked at him and said, you don't want a queen. You want a whore.
Oh, shit.
And then she looks at him after he says all of the things about, like you turned me into a fool and all of these things. And she says, better an idiot than the whore you've made out of me. And he says, do not forget who you toy with. I am the eldest of the gods, and I will not be made into a fool, especially not by a mere slip of a girl. And she says, you're my fool. And he says, and you're my whore.
Yikes.
And then they have angry sex. And this emotionally inept nincompoop thinks the fight is over and nobody's mad anymore because they have this just insanely, it's primal and rough and like harsh. And then afterwards,
and both of them are going at each other equally. And it's like, it's wild. And then he comes and he's like, man, like, your eyes are pretty. What does he say to her?
He snuggles
Wow, that's
up.
the best way to do an argument. Jeez Louise, he says.
So he,
Jeez,
like, all done. And he says, well, sweet. By the way, he's like schnuzzled up. Thank you, by the way. You didn't even need my...
That was a present for you.
I appreciate you. He like schnuzzles up into her hair and like kisses on her neck. And he's like, well, sweet one, I can't think of a better way to forgive. And then she rears back and slaps the shit out of him.
And she says, get out.
And he's like, what? Just holding his cheek, like, what just happened? And she's like, get out. And he's like, but Persephone, because he thinks the fight is done.
He thinks they made up just now.
That's the makeup. And she tells him, and we find out that the reason she's telling him to get out is she's afraid of her punishment. She's afraid of how he's going to punish her because he's her husband.
And she's going by Olympian rules and like mortal rules.
Yes.
She's going by Demeter's definition of what marriage is. What Demeter's always told her the horror story that marriage is.
Yes. And like, so she's fully expecting him. She's like, my God, like what kind of torture can the God of the underworld do to me? Like this is, I just need him to leave me alone because if you can't see me, I can't be punished.
Yeah.
You know, like she's very much playing the like, oh yeah, I can't see you. You can't see me.
Right. Oh, and this whole fight started because he tells her that she's seen most of the underworld. And she's like, well, if I'm going to rule it, I should see all of it. And he's like, nah, I'm not taking you to Tartarus. And she's like, no, I should be able to see Tartarus. And he's like, no, absolutely not. I'm not ever allowing you to go there. And she's like, am I a co-ruler or am I not? And this is where she gets like, all you want is a consort. Yes, exactly. Prove it to me by showing me all of my goddamn kingdom or else. And that's where the fight begins. So she says, get out, and he mopes for 3 days. And then we get a conversation between Nyx and Hecate because all of a sudden there's pomegranate trees growing in a courtyard near the palace. And like when you touch them, you can feel the warmth of the sun. And wherever like their little blossoms fall, more vegetation will spring up. And this has never been seen in the underworld, even by Nyx. So they have this whole cool conversation where they sort of speak in riddles about like the information they know that the couple doesn't. That like
I love
basically
that, like, even amongst themselves they talk to each other in riddles. It's just like, man, they're like, huh, love being a sneaky bitch.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and so like it's about them being fated and like the underworld they can create together because remember, she can't grow anything in the underworld and he doesn't really have any of those powers, but now it's happening organically because of their union. And that's like the explanation that Nyx and Hecate give. And then Hades shows up to mope a little bit closer to her, i.e. in flower trees that she loves, okay? And they're like, hey, bud, you should go talk to your wife. And he's like, oh, no, she hates me. And if I go talk to her, then I'll just find out that she wants to go back to Demeter. And I'll have to take her back to Demeter, and I hate that. And they're like, give her some credit. You should go talk to her and, like, at least try to figure this out. Mm-hmm. And don't they say, like, do a grovel?
Well, they're basically, like, you both are being fools.
Yeah, you're dummies.
Like, you need to go talk to her because you need to understand that she's coming from a different place. Like, both of you are coming at the same thing from different directions, and therefore you think the other is the enemy. And he's like, oh, no. And then he realizes, like, oh, shit. Yeah, you're kind of right.
And he starts replaying all of her words about, like, you know, husbands hold dominion over their wives and all this stuff that she regurgitated from Demeter.
And then he's like, okay, I'm going to give her space, but I'll go talk to her and, you know, basically give her an option. Like, yeah, I love you. He's also realizing in this moment that he loves her. And he's
hopelessly
like really
in love with her.
He's registering. He's like, I've loved her for eons. Yeah. And it's not fair of me to demand she love me or expect her to love me after such a short amount of time. She's only met me now, but I've known her for
and
millennia.
I've got the uphill battle of all the poison Demeter has poured into her ears, you know?
Well, and it's worse because he realizes it's worse that Demeter didn't just, like, she didn't even talk to her about Hades. She's only ever heard about Hades from other people. Demeter poisoned her against all men.
And marriage, specifically. But, like, it'd be easier if it was just Hades.
No,
absolutely. Yeah. So listen, meanwhile, there's been this sort of side plot in which we see Sisyphus becoming Sisyphus. Mm-hmm. And so he's like trying to gain immortality on the earth, and a shade was brought to the underworld and presented to Hades as Sisyphus. And the shade was like, no, it's not me. He's still alive. Like, please hear me out. And he was like, it's Tartarus for this fuck.
So he has decided that he's given her space. She's avoiding him because she doesn't want him to punish her. And then, meanwhile, all this other shit is going on the surface with Damam and all the other dudes.
And Sisyphus.
And Sisyphus and just all of these things. Because one of the first things we see is Sisyphus being locked up, but we know that Sisyphus is not locked up.
Yeah.
In Tartarus. And he is gonna go back to her and basically lay down his cards.
Well, yeah, he's on his way essentially to start the conversation. And he's told himself, even if the resolution is she tells him she's going back to Demeter and fuck you forever, then he's gonna honor that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's actually, we're so sorry, listener. We're gonna hit pot. This is another 2-weeker. We're so sorry. We just really loved this book.
Yeah, we centipedied too close to the sun, Sabrina, I feel like. You know? What? And yeah.
Sure, I'll go with it.
We centipedied too close to the sun.
There we go. That was the missing part. That does help. Yeah. That's what I needed. Yeah, so here we are. It was delicious. Yeah. And the reason we're hitting, usually we, like, full disclosure, listener, usually we try and get back to the end of a resolution before we if we're going to be splitting a book like this. Mm-hmm. We can't do that because the end of the resolution to this is the beginning of some beautiful character explosive development.
Yeah.
On Persephone's part.
Oh, God.
On the part of the way we understand how all of the realms and universes in this specific version of Hades and Persephone works.
Uh-huh. And there's, like, kind of a road trip that's awesome. All right? Yeah, there's an adventure time that happens.
Oh, my God. It's so fun. So anyway, yeah, we love you.
We love you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Melody.
Being an HB.
What's your lady love?
Fuck, stick. Oh, God, what's my lady love?
I have my lady love.
Okay, what is it?
My lady love is doing something for the bit.
Okay.
So, I feel like I've really embraced just, like, if something will make me happy for the bit, I'm gonna, I'm gonna do it. So I went to a Lego convention a few weeks ago.
Ooh.
And while I was there was a bag that I was looking at, and I was like, man, I really like that bag. And then I had to decide, I was like, I'll think on it. I might come back and buy the bag. And then I went to another part of the Lego convention, and there was this little, like, Lego head container thing that matched the bag. And me and my friends were joking. We were like, man, it'd be so funny if blank. And so I did buy both the bag and that thing.
Ooh.
For the bit. And just for this one video. And I've been using them. Right? So, like, it was a multi-purpose tool, but it was the initial purpose of purchasing it was for a bit. It was gonna be funny, and I thought it'd be amusing, and I would get use out of the stuff anyway, so I may as well just say fuck it and do it. No regrets. Every time recently I have done something essentially for a bit that I knew would truly bring me joy, I have not regretted it. That's not true. You remember changing my dating profile? That lasted less than 24 hours, Melody. That lasted less than 24 hours. The fucking weirdest motherfuckers came out of the woodwork. It was very clear that they saw the word penis and said, and so you know what? That my lady love is, do it for the bit if it's going to bring you joy. And the minute it stops bringing you joy, stop
abort
the bit.
mission.
Abort the bit. Because I did. I went to bed that night and I woke up the next day and I was like, oh yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
No,
fair enough.
I'm not doing that.
Fair enough. We have too much trust in the world for that.
Man,
too bad.
If I saw some shit like that on somebody's profile, I'd be like, oh, that's definitely like a joke amongst friends.
Sure.
I would not immediately be like, this person wants to discuss in depth.
No.
Some weird shit. So anyway, there's a couple of people that are now blocked, you know? I was like,
incredible.
I don't need that. In my life.
Maybe
my lady love is
impression.
blocking people.
I like it.
But yeah, no, my lady love is like, so like my lady love is like, do it for the bit if it's going to make you happy, even in the short term, which that bag, it's been a week now and I still love them. I'm using them for all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what's your lady love?
Hey, you know what? I'm actually going to say the same thing in a different context. Do it for the bit, everybody, okay? Because, boy, this week did I procrastinate on everything else because I hyperfixated on painting my garage. And now I have a bubblegum pink interior of my garage.
Fuck!
And it makes me smile every time I look at it. And it was really fun to do in the moment because it was just like a project that like you have to just go hard into or not at all, you know? Mm-hmm. And man, bubblegum pink garage interiors are fucking fun.
I support this.
Yeah, do it for the bit. I'm all about it. Okay.
All right, listener, keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love Hades, aka 007. As much as you love a friend accepting and being a fool for you.
Yeah, love yourself as much as you love being cured on podcast of phobias.
And you know what? I'm slightly modifying this. Love yourself enough to not actually go out and ask a stranger to tell you about what a human centipede is. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it for the bit, listener.
No, that's one. No, don't. Don't. Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Not a good bit. That one should not.
Bad bit. Bad bit. Abort the bit.
No, abort. Thank you for joining us. Next week, we'll be back with the last half of this book, Receiver of Many, by Rachel Alexander. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomespodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.